Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm Chris Bianchi. The Denver Nuggets are looking good. Through 50 games, they are 34-16. They're tops in the West. They've been led, of course, by back-to-back MVP Nikola Jokic. And for a bit more of a chance as to whether or not we might have another parade on our hands here. Is that getting...
Another parade? You're
is that
already
a little
putting it out in the
early?
universe.
Is that a little early?
Maybe a little bit, but it's okay.
Hey, they're first in the West.
Yeah, no, you can definitely bring up the parade. I won't, get mad at you about that. So no, do that. Bring it up.
I did it. I'll say this. I did it last year with Ariel about the Avs.
It did work. It did. So bang.
Checking. Yeah. Defending champs. Yeah.
It did.
So Jacob, what is the primary driver behind the Nuggets' success through 50 games so far this season?
I think. Obviously, it's like Nikola Jokic is a top 3 player in the NBA. Some argue he's the best player in the world. Just talked to Nuggets head coach Michael Malone at practice this morning. He obviously thinks his player is the best player in the world. You can definitely make a case. 2-time reigning league MVP. Giannis is out there. Steph Curry is still doing his thing. LeBron's still out there. Kevin Durant. So have that discussion on another day. But I think the health of Jamal Murray has been so important for this team. The way that him and Nikola play the two-man game, the pick and roll, the pick and pop. Jokic can shoot it. Murray can shoot it. And so those two together are so good. The chemistry for the team is really good as well when those two guys are on the court. And Jamal has talked about, how necessarily they don't even talk about certain things that they do on the court, off the court. Like they keep their on-the-court stuff on the court, and then it's a close team off the court. So they have a lot of good things going right now, but I think it's that Murray is close to being 100% healthy. He's probably somewhere in the range of 80 to 90, maybe 85 to 90% healthy coming back from that ACL tear he had a couple years ago, missing all of last year. So I think I point to Jamal Murray and the way he can change a game with his speed, with his shooting, with just controlling an offense. Yeah,
I was going to say he's averaging more than 19 points a game. So at least on paper, you would think that he is close to being back to 100%. But you're saying kind of 80, 90% is your sense?
Yeah, the dude, had a couple 50-plus point scoring games in the NBA bubble during the COVID season, 3 years ago. Right when I got hired was when he went off in the bubble. Literally 3 days after I got hired was when the NBA playoffs started in Orlando in the bubble, and he went off. And so that's, my introduction to Jamal Murray was him going off in the bubble. So, but I also want to mention Aaron Gordon too. This guy is on the cusp of becoming an all-star. He'll have to get voted in by the coaches. He may, and I think he should. If Denver's going to be the first seed in the West, they probably deserve 2 All-Stars. Jamal hasn't, it's tough when you're coming back from the ACL tear and you're not playing on some back-to-backs, and maybe his numbers aren't quite where he'd want them to be, and it's a tough, All-Star game to make when you have Steph Curry and all these good guards out there too. So he's not going to make the All-Star team this year, but Aaron Gordon in the front court should be an all-star. Career high in points and is a really good defender and has rebounded well for this team. So the combination of the health of Jamal Murray and then also Aaron Gordon playing the best basketball of his career, fitting in so well with the Nuggets, is why they're first in the West.
So looking ahead also as well, the trade deadline is next week. NBA trade deadline is next week. Bones Highland's name's been thrown out there. He's been a key sub.
Yeah,
we like the rumor mill.
We love the rumor mill. Love the trade deadline rumor mill.
Ooh, hot stove. So with that in mind, there are rumors about Bones Highland potentially getting moved. A, do you think that's a good idea? And B, why would they move him?
It's a good idea if you get a veteran piece back, which all indications are that's what the Nuggets want to do. They're this close. We were just talking off the air about this. They're this close, to winning a championship, to being right there. Obviously, they have to go through the playoffs and win the thing. But in terms of constructing a playoff roster, they're this close. Bones is great. I love the dude. Love talking to him. He's a great guy to talk to when we talk to him at practice. He can light it up. He can shoot it. That's his thing. He gets busy from the boneyard. Bones Highland. That's why he's here. He loves the Mile High City. He's fit in well, but you could say he's gone through a little bit of a sophomore slump in his second year. Normal for a young NBA player who comes in and his primary thing is scoring. He's not a great defender. He's trying to get better at those things. Michael Malone was really hard on him in the preseason, and sort of that's carried over into the regular season. He's he had I don't even know what to call it. A slight outburst on the bench a couple weeks ago about something that happened in the game. So
tough love.
tough love, yes. If they get a veteran, and Mike Singer from the Denver Post, has said the Nuggets want someone maybe in the front court, another power forward off the bench, maybe another backup center. A veteran, though, I mean, I don't think they're going to go for another young guy. They want one more guy that can bring them over the top. So they could do it. I wouldn't. Let me put it this way. I won't be mad if they do it and then they get that veteran guy that's a perfect fit. Remember the Avs traded for Turi Lehkonen at the NHL trade deadline last year, and it worked out perfectly. Veteran guy, contributed on that second line, scored some big time playoff goals, and it helped him win a Stanley Cup. So if they can get an Turi Lehkonen in the NBA sense, then you got to consider doing it. But at the same time, you're trying to develop a young guy. He could be the future of the team one day if Jamal decides to leave or if something happens like that. He's a scorer. The name of the game is putting the ball in the hoop, and that's what he does best. So if you're asking me, do I think they'll trade him or not? I'm going to say no. I don't think they trade him. I don't think they're going to find a deal that they like. But I understand why they would do it.
All right, so let's get into some more hot stuff. So we got into the team a little bit, maybe a possible move for a veteran next week's trade deadline. Make an argument right now for why the Nuggets can and will win it all this upcoming season.
The Western Conference isn't that great. I think all the firepower is in the East. We just saw the Nuggets lose to the 76ers on Saturday. And
by 8, yep.
But this, Philly is getting close to being ready to win that championship. Joel Embiid has finished as a runner-up to Nikola Jokic twice in the MVP race, so he was motivated to go into that game. He scored 47 on Jokic and beat the Nuggets. So, the Sixers are there, the Celtics are there, the Bucks are there, and they've already won a title.
Nuggets, yep.
And they just beat the Nuggets as well on the road trip. The Nuggets lost 2 of 3 on that 3-game road trip recently. So the East has all the firepower. The West is sort of wide open. The Memphis Grizzlies are right behind the Nuggets. They're 2 games behind the Nuggets, but they're a young team. They haven't been to the conference finals yet. They're led by Ja Morant. Great, amazing point guard who will be in the All-Star game, obviously. But they haven't done anything yet. They don't know how to win yet. They're a young team. They also have David Roddy, who played at CSU and has played great minutes off the bench for them. So I think the West is a bit more open. Now, if the Warriors can get their stuff together and get in the playoffs, they're a tough out, no matter if they're the first, the number 1 overall seed or the 8th seed. If they get into the playoffs, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, they beat you here last year. So, and it was a tough matchup for the Nuggets. So if they run into the Warriors, different story. But if they stay clear of them, the path is there, man. It's just when you get to the finals, then you have to go against Boston or Milwaukee or Philly, and that's tough.
Yeah. But you get there, and it's 7 games.
You get there, it's 7 games. You never know what happens. You have the 2-time league MVP. Who can stop him? Nobody, really.
Jamal Murray gets hot.
Michael Porter Jr. That's the key as well. If he plays better defense and he shoots the ball well, that's another key, plus Aaron Gordon. And then, if you do trade Bones, you get a bench piece, veteran piece, that'll help. So that's how they kind of get there. Is the West isn't that great. And it's just, make it and see what happens.
So I think you kind of made the argument there, but make the argument why they won't. And is it the Warriors? Is it the East is too strong?
Yeah, I would probably
injuries,
just go with, obviously injuries, right? I mean, you hold your breath every time Michael Porter Jr. falls down, looks a little limpy. Gimpy, same thing with Jamal, just because of the issues that they've had. So, yeah, stay healthy. But the East is so good. I mean, the Celtics have been the best team in the NBA since the start of the year. The Nuggets are close in terms of their record, but Boston's just been on another level. So if they can get to that level, put together, and they were on a stretch, of course. They won, 16-plus games straight at home. They were on sort of a stretch, 9-game win streak there. But if you can put, maybe like a 12 to 15-game win streak and really just get into rhythm, playing your best basketball in April, that's how you're going to win. But if they don't win, it's going to be because Michael Porter Jr. struggles shooting the ball and defending like he did the last couple of years in the playoffs, injuries, and then if Jamal, just doesn't get back to that 100%, but all indications are he is close.
So I guess we'll round things out with this. What do you think of the Nuggets right now? Where do you think they could win it all this season?
Yeah, no, I do. I do. If I had to pick right now, I'll still go with Boston or Milwaukee, a team out of the East. But I think the Nuggets will make the NBA Finals at least. I think they will make the NBA Finals if healthy, if all the things go correctly that we just talked about. Health, the play of Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon keeps balling out.
And it would be, I believe, their first trip ever to the NBA Finals, right?
Yeah, they didn't make it. They were close in 2009. They lost to the Lakers, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
That was a big one in the Western Conference Finals. So yeah, they need to to really put Jokic in that top echelon of players. He needs to make an NBA Finals, and then if he wins one, that's icing on the cake. And if he wins the Finals MVP, that's like bow down. He's one of the top 12, 15 greatest players of all time if he keeps up the pace he's on. And also just want to mention, it's great to see Michael Porter Jr. just back out playing again. Obviously, as his brother was arrested last week in connection with the fatal car crash near DU. So tough moments for the family there. But I was talking to Michael Malone, head coach, this morning, and said just great to have MPJ back around the family, back playing the game he loves, because it's a nice distraction away from the stuff off the court. So it's good to see him back.
All right, there you have it. 90s sports anchor Jacob Tobey. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.